Living with Nousha. I'm Nousha, a former climber of the corporate ladder turned lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I'll bring you an inspiring message to support you in designing and creating a vibrant, fulfilling life. Thank you for joining me today. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome to Vibrant Living with Nousha. I'm Nousha, delighted to be here with you today and a very special guest, Glynnis Osher. Welcome, Glynnis.
Thank you, Nousha. I'm super excited to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. Me too. And so a little bit of background on Glynnis. Glynnis was actually an art director at an advertising agency in New York City, and she was working on accounts for pharmaceutical companies, and she actually got to see how drugs were marketed. And as she saw this, there was a burning, yearning desire in her heart that kept getting stronger and stronger to actually create and build something that was more meaningful, right? Yeah, and so that is what she did as an entrepreneur at heart. She dove in and founded, created, and built Mystic Masala that was later purchased by Danielle Laporte. And today she is the owner and founder of the Spice Life. And I'm really excited to hear more about the 6 critical tastes that are important for our vibrant longevity. As well, Glynnis is going to share with us some of the tips that we can be aware of as we shift from the season of summer into fall. So let's dive right in, Glynnis. And how about we start with just an overview of what is the Spice Life and what it offers?
I'm always excited to talk about that. So the Spice Life really comes from my love of aromatherapy and aroma nutrition. And the Spice Life is a lifestyle. It's an Ayurvedic lifestyle, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about Ayurveda in a bit.
Yes.
But it's all about bringing the scent pleasures into your life for total longevity, vibrant health. And so my vision for the Spice Life was to create an education portal, as well as products down the road, which would enhance, support, and inspire that in people.
Beautiful.
Just bringing that Spice Life to their lives.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so I know many people may not be aware, what is Ayurveda? What is that? And there's Ayurvedic medicine as well.
Yes.
You'd share.
Well, it's literally a 5,000-year-old science of life. And in fact, the word Ayurveda means the science or the wisdom or the knowledge of life. And what it is, it's a beautiful modality which incorporates a full lifestyle of healing. That incorporates yoga practice, meditation, pranayama, diet and lifestyle practices, and it's very specific around your personal constitution. There's so many sciences that are connected to Ayurveda. The one that I'm most interested in is lifestyle practices. So it's all about living the best life that you can according to your personal constitution in alignment with the wisdom of nature.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so how is it that you discovered Ayurveda? It's not a common thing in the West, especially.
No, it isn't. However, it's definitely becoming much more of a common thing. I think in the West it was introduced by Deepak Chopra, kind of the idea of Ayurveda. My personal journey actually started with Deepak Chopra in a sense because I was living a very full-on, intense and busy life in New York City as an art director, working sometimes 16, 18-hour days, crazy days. And my sanctuary was this wonderful yoga studio. Visualize fluffy purple carpets, nug shampa, kind of like the way yoga studios were. And I was going to a class one day, and they started a little bookshop in their school, and I found Deepak Chopra's book, Way of the Rishis. And it was like love at first sight for me, because I knew that there was such a deep truth here that really resonated with me. And so my journey began from that moment. Yeah. And I decided, well, to take a sabbatical from my career, basically, and I got my Ayurvedic practitionership at Bastyr University in Seattle. So I moved to Seattle to do that.
Wow, what a commitment.
It was. As I said, it was love at first sight. I just knew this was my chosen path with my healing. And also it was in such contrast to the world of advertising, specifically pharmaceutical advertising.
The other end of the spectrum, really.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot that didn't resonate with me in that field, around how pharmaceuticals are used and marketed, and kind of a lot of the times pulling the wool over our eyes of our own health. So to me, it took us away from that self-responsibility. But also, well, Ayurveda offers so many paths, so many facets, and something resonates with everybody. Yeah, because it's so close to the truth. Yeah, to your own truth.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. And it's interesting because we were speaking and you were sharing that one of the principles of Ayurveda is that everything starts with good digestion. And friends, I know many of us know people that don't have good digestion, or they're confused about what to eat and what not to eat. So I'm really excited that Glynnis is going to share with us, based on Ayurveda, some tips and the 6 tastes that are going to support our long-term vibrant health and support our digestion, so that we do have better digestion, because it is possible, and there are many solutions. So here's one.
Well, let's start with the 6 tastes.
Okay.
So, and we can go a little bit more into depth about that later, but it's such an important aspect.
Yes.
And actually in Ayurveda, I love that everything starts with good digestion.
Yes. Interesting.
If we don't have good digestion, it means that we're not feeding our tissues, we're not feeding the organs, we're not cleansing the system. And so the 6 tastes are all about literally sweet, sour, salty. I'm going to tell you those 3 first, because those are the ones that are actually primarily the tastes that we are drawn to through marketing, through the food industry, where everyone knows what the sweet tastes are, and then of course sour and salty. And those are very important. They're nourishing, they build the tissues. We need to have those 6 tastes in our diet. But the 3 other tastes that I've forgotten are bitter, pungent, and astringent, because maybe they're not so much fun, to eat. However, they are primarily the tastes that help to cleanse the body, that help to tighten the tissues, bring strength and toning. And then pungent actually is one very important taste. That's the spicy taste. This is the taste that actually stimulates our digestive fire, which our digestive fire has a wonderful name. It's Agni. And the Agni is the digestion, the digestive god, really. If this Agni isn't active, then we start to experience, first of all, very basic symptoms of bloating, gas, distension, indigestion, heartburn. This all stems from the digestive fire being very weak. And that comes from eating way too much of the sweet, sour, and salty taste.
Wow.
So it is, because there's so many simple solutions to shifting our digestive health just through balancing these 6 tastes in our diet every single day. Having them in all the meals, making sure that we are satisfied at the end of each meal.
That's interesting, because I did, when we were talking, and as I've been reading things about Ayurveda, I also learned that it is, all 6 tastes need to be in all 3 meals, even breakfast.
Yes.
So that's so interesting, because, in the West, we are not taught that at all.
No.
And breakfast seems to be,
sweet, right?
That's right. Focus just on a few tastes, and we miss out on all the other ones. So wow, this is so powerful. So just that piece of knowledge can make a huge difference in balancing people's health overall.
Absolutely. And you know, people may get confused. How do I bring all the 6 tastes into a meal like breakfast, for example?
Yes.
Well, this is where our condiments and our spices and our citrus fruits and our herbs, you know, all the bitter, pungent, astringent herbs, which are wonderful to include into our breakfast, into every meal, so that once we start to understand which foods have a certain taste, it's so easy to just incorporate them. And actually what you find is that your satisfaction after each meal is so satiated that you don't have the cravings that you normally would. And that also can hinder digestion, because then we start snacking, right? And we'll snack through the day just to really what our tissues are searching for are those 6 tastes to be satisfied.
Wow, so simple.
So
and when
simple.
those 6 tastes aren't there, we feel like we're not satiated. We need to have something else. And it's an endless cycle. And
addictions, cravings, weight gain, or excess weight loss even, you know, depending on which part of the scale you're on, what your constitution is.
Yes. Beautiful. And you know, Glynnis, you are so generous. Glynnis actually has an ebook that she has created for the listeners of Vibrant Living with Nousha, which gives you an overview of the constitution that you may have, and there's a quiz in there, which I love, so people can be more educated as to what is my constitution and what are some of the spices that would support their balancing their systems. So
and it includes aromatherapy.
Okay, awesome.
Aroma nutrition, as I like to call it, because you know the senses of taste and smell are so linked in the brain that when we are satisfied in one, then we're satisfied in the other. But they're deeply connected to our digestive health as well.
Wow, beautiful, so exciting. And that goes back to the whole premise of making foods at home and preparing our own meals that are really customized to what our body needs, and being mindful and aware of what those things might be. So yay, so exciting. So this free ebook is available on NoushaBehbahanian.com under the resources section. And Glynnis is one of our Vibrant Living community service partners, so you can receive that free ebook there. And she also has 2 other offers that would serve our community. Well,
thank you. I have just created a beautiful, I call it Ayurveda and Aromatherapy, the Essentials. And even though it says Ayurveda and aromatherapy, it includes aroma nutrition. It helps you to understand your personal constitution, which is really not only important but actually so exciting when you start to recognize these qualities and, you know, as related to your lifestyle, and when you start to see those simple little changes. So this course is very accessible even if you don't have any knowledge at all of Ayurveda. It includes learning your dosha. It includes learning in a very practical way how to make potions and lotions, as I call them, but also recipes for food. So there's face washes and aroma sprays, and it's a very holistic lifestyle practice in a course that you go through. I guide you through, and it's very accessible, very enjoyable, very sensual, which is supremely important.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And how long is that first course for people that are interested?
It's 4 modules really.
Okay.
And it's self-guided.
Okay.
So you would receive the whole thing.
Yes.
And you'd be able to guide yourself through at your own pace.
Lovely.
And I have a deeper course which, if you know a little bit about Ayurveda, or truly even if you don't know anything about Ayurveda, the second course is a much deeper course. It's 8 modules and with guided videos and audio. But also, my favorite thing about this course, it's very experiential because you get a aroma dosha blueprint kit with 17 essential oils that are amazing.
It's awesome. Very
and,
cool.
Yes, and 8 spices.
Yes.
So you can immediately go into your kitchen and start making elixirs and tonics and spice blends and chai and, you know, full of recipes. Because the whole thing, Nousha, that I really believe, and it started with that seed way back when I first fell in love with Ayurveda, is we can be our own doctor, we can be our own healer. And I think the time has come.
Yes.
You know, we're being given so many opportunities to do that through these modalities.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for these these 2 online courses, and I love that they're self-guided and we can do it at our own time, and what an important thing to educate ourselves in. And I love that you shared that, you know, we become like our own doctors and take more responsibility for our health and understanding our unique constitution. I'm learning that it's not one size fits all for anyone anymore. And what I love about Glynnis's course is that it helps you find your distinct constitution and then match up certain foods and spices that align to that. So so exciting. Awesome. So friends, it is summer, and as we transition into fall, I know many of you are aware, and if you know anyone that's not aware, to share the importance of really taking a look at the foods that we eat, and also some of the spices that we add or don't add to our meals. And so I'm excited for Glynnis to share with us some tips that can support our well-being as we transition from summer into fall, because sometimes people are eating the same foods throughout the entire year, and that may not necessarily really serve good digestion or our overall well-being. So I'm really excited to hear you share more.
Yes, I love to. Well, you know, as the seasons change and we notice things shifting, you know, leaves are falling off the trees, they're drying up. It's kind of windy and getting chilly. And then we, you know, if we keep eating the same foods, what happens is that the qualities are really important. So for example, if it's becoming cooler and you continue eating cold salads every day, having smoothies every morning for breakfast, which are usually iced, what happens is the digestive system is starting to get cold as well. We're going into the air element part of the season, part of the year. And so the digestion starts getting really cold and dry. This is when you find a lot of things happening like constipation, dry skin, right? We notice that anyway. But if we don't shift our diet, that starts to aggravate it. And this is when, on a very small level, disease starts to set into the system. We may not notice it, but we will get things like maybe insomnia, dry skin. As I said, we might start to feel really cold, dry digestion, irritability, anxiety, confusion, multitasking more than usual without any grounded support. So the foods that we start seeing in nature are the ones that we need to eat for that season. It just makes sense, right?
It does, yeah.
and so we need to start thinking about that. So we bring in more warming spices during the fall, but we don't want anything that's too drying. We want to have a lot of moisture, but mostly through oils. So like avocado oil, sesame oil, olive oil. We start to bring these oils, these fats into the system to help offset the qualities of the dry cold season. And you know, we could go on about each season, and it is in the course, by the way. We go into the seasons and how to address this.
Lovely.
It's awareness. It's all about awareness. You know, what's the weather doing? What are the animals doing? And then we can look at the farmers. What are they doing? What's the food that's coming in? Are we using these foods in that time to help with our health?
So beautiful.
So important.
So important and so simple that when we're aware, we can actually implement these things. And friends, for anyone who isn't aware and is interested in implementing these things, would love to hear your experiences and how it goes. I know for myself, I have implemented these things as I've been aware of Ayurvedic medicine and the lifestyle, and it has made a huge difference in living a good life overall throughout the entire year. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
And Glynnis, you mentioned that the information about the seasons is in the course. Is it in the first course, the basic one, or is it in the second one?
It's in both.
Okay, great.
In the first one, it's really touching on it. In the second one, it goes quite a bit of depth around the foods and the aromatherapy that we can use, and also how to recognize some of the symptoms that come up, which I think is really important. You know, a lot of the time we walk around with symptoms and we actually live with them as if they're normal, because they might be very slight. You might have a slightly achy back or achy dry joints, which is what happens between summer and fall. Those things start showing up because they're actually connected to the constitution of that season.
Wow.
And so these things show up, and we kind of, I don't know why we do it, but we just live with it.
Yeah.
And if we keep doing the same practices, then those things keep coming up.
And over years and years and years, it could come out as a disease.
Yes.
Because of the dis-ease that we've been experiencing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people are too busy, and we're not taught these things. We're not taught in schools, and if our parents aren't necessarily practicing these things, then we wouldn't be aware. So to be fair, it's you know, really taking that initiative ourselves and doing it ourselves. And if not, that's why I'm so grateful for the work that you do. It's such a contribution. And friends, Glynnis is offering a discount on these 2 courses, so it's a beautiful opportunity to create more awareness and understanding about your body and how to take care of yourself as the seasons change, and to experience a vibrant longevity. I love that you called it that, vibrant longevity, for many years to come. Yeah. So Glynnis, you have been such a beautiful contribution in elevating health here. And I'm curious, what is your vision and mission moving forward?
Thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
And thank you for saying that, because it's my passion.
Yeah.
I feel like I was put on this earth to offer these gifts. My vision really is to awaken, to bring awareness to people, building, nourishing, enjoying with great pleasure the many gifts that nature has given us, and having a deep gratitude to what I call the original seed, which is that every seed holds the wisdom and the knowledge of the entire cosmos, and they remind us that we do as well.
Wow.
And that sounds lofty maybe, but when we bring that back to the simplicity of our food, our daily practice, that's when it shows up as something transformative.
Yeah.
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 That's where the vibrant longevity comes in. That's my vision.
Let thy food be thy medicine.
Yes.
This is your mantra that you live by, and so beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, friends, we are so blessed. Again, Glynnis' special offers her free ebook, and her 2 online courses are on NoushaBehbahanian.com under the resources section, and she is one of our Vibrant Living community service partners. So enjoy these offers and discounts that she has generously offered. Thank you so much. And Glynnis, thank you for having the courage to really follow your bliss many years ago. Thank goodness you did that, so that you could really support us in elevating health. And I am so excited about what you're going to create next. You are highly creative and intuitive as to what's needed. And I'm really excited to see what it is that you do next to elevate health on the planet.
Thank you, Nousha. That is so beautiful.
Welcome.
Well, you are such a light and a portal for all of this, and I'm so grateful, and I feel absolutely honored and delighted to have spent this time with you all.
Thank you. Thank you,
Nousha.
Glynnis. And Glynnis is also a part of our Vibrant Living, so you can also be in touch with her there. And friends, if you can think of anyone that can use this information, please do share this episode, and you will see that the difference you can make is immeasurable in someone's life, because in the end, our greatest wealth is our health, and when we're not aware yet we have good intentions, then that can be a hard thing. So please do share this episode if you can see it can serve someone else. And It's been a pleasure to be here with you, Glynnis, and to be here with you, friends. And until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light. Thank you for investing this time with me on the Vibrant Living with Nousha podcast. I'm so glad that you joined our conversation. If you would take 2 minutes to positively impact someone's life by sharing this episode, that would be wonderful. Please leave us a review by visiting iTunes. Let us know what you enjoy and what you'd like to see more of. It will support us on our journey to causing a worldwide epidemic of vibrant living. Until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light.